And that's Marqus JUSTQ. And he created that beat. And that is the theme song for Real Talk USA. Now we're going to go ahead and get to some of the show.
Referring to those attitudes and behavior, the political sociologist today, and so I wanted to get on that because it's really been a crazy day at the University of Texas today. I got to listen to some lectures, different points of views. What I did like is no one seemed to attempt to make you think like them, which sometimes I feel like we are kind of forced to think like our professors, even though our textbook says, matter of fact, we even take a class that says, Renee, critical thinking. And then you get in that class and you start using that critical thinking and you start noticing points coming off your grade. But yet, if you listen to the lectures and use your critical thinking in this manner of, okay, just say what that guy said, then all of a sudden your grade goes back up and you make the dean's list in the honor roll. I don't know what to think of that, but good Lord. It's like, okay, wait, really? Shout out to everyone in the chat room. I don't know if Tessa B. Dick is in there and Junior's mama, but hello. I'm going to say hello to them. But Renee, we were talking about, hello everybody in the chat room. But we were talking about oppression, resistance, and the state today. And of course, you already know that you can pick up any newspaper or tune into any newscast on television, and you undoubtedly see, or at least you'll hear at least a few items concerning the advantages of some and the oppression of many in the United States. I mean, we start off with tax policy reform that enriches the powerful and affluent while not benefiting the working class or the poor significantly or at all. The disproportionate representation of the poor and working class in the military deployed to war, especially in Iraq and Afghanistan, in contrast to the absence of these troops of the wealthy. So you also will hear about the disenfranchisement of thousands of voters of color in the 2000 and 2004 presidential elections. They go through all that crap. And then the struggle of women to preserve their reproductive rights. So clearly, relatively few people are advantaged by policy and practice, while the great majority is not. And so the sociologists that I listen to today, they refer this to as an imbalance or as an issue of oppression. What do you think about that stuff, Renee? I would like to hear your opinion. This is what I got to sit and listen to for almost 7.5 hours today. Oh, yeah.
Watch what she says.
Oh, my God. If I was in that class, I would tell them, can you please speak layman's terms, because I didn't understand a thing you said.
Are you serious? Oh, my God. Okay, now, come on. That was my layman's terms, breaking it down from what they said. Those were my notes.
We're going to skip fast forward on this show.
I'm laughing at it.
Call me, who's this older person. I'm going like,
this is another caller.
How do I write these papers? It took me a few months to understand that, you go online and you purchase the papers. And eventually, I didn't need these credits. I was taking I was in a music conservatory and taking 21 credits.
And these people kept coming.
American, she's celebrated as a great artist in the folk style. Colonel Sanders didn't open his first chicken restaurant till he was 65 years old. I'm sorry, the older we get, the wiser we get. And do not fall into the classification of I'm older now, that means I can't think. We actually took a psychology class on this. Your neurons and transmitters do not stop working the older you get. A mind that stays fit is reading. No, it does not. Sure? We're very sure of it. But you have to stay.
I can't remember anything. I can read it, but I
can't remember a lot of weed? Did you smoke a lot of weed?
Oh,
no. A lot of
drugs? No, Renee, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. It's that. I've listened to you for
I think she's still into that. She thinks she can't remember, but you can definitely work on your brain. You have to practice. Your brain is just like walking, riding a bike, anything else. You've got to keep it in practice. Every day, get up and learn something new. Every day, go get a book. and learn something. And not only that, every day, write something. People don't know how valuable it is to take a pen and a paper to the left. Our brain does not grow if we type on a computer. I'm telling you that right now. We're going to have a nation, a world full of a bunch of kids with short arms and big wide eyes because of this computer generation. You'll see. So how in God's name would you know what the heck you want to be at 18 as opposed to 35? I mean...
Or they've isolated it, too. They've broken it up into all these little compartmentalized, areas of learning so that you don't ever really put it all together like this, and I think it all goes way back to Timbuktu or this, dark night.
Yeah, smart. I just know how to rebuild things and do things like that. And
it doesn't make any sense to me because age 18, you can go to war and fight for your country, but you can't have a beer. So I'm still very. They even identified Pleiades. As far as the constellations, they knew the solar systems that were outside. They had all of this information, but yet for some reason, Europe was in some age of the earth is flat, and if you say anything different, we'll put you on the guillotine.